Hey, and welcome to this episode of the Hustle Report by Profit Tool. Today, we're taking a deep dive into a topic that really seems to resonate with a lot of people looking to express themselves, maybe share some ideas, and yeah, potentially earn some extra income on the side. We're talking about starting a blog or newsletter as a side hustle, unleash creativity.
Hmm.
We've been digging into our own articles, our own research on this, and honestly, this area just keeps popping up. It feels like such a unique blend of passion, growth, and actual earning potential.
That's exactly right. And look, for anyone out there considering this, our goal today is pretty simple. Cut through the noise, give you the real nuggets of insight. We're going to unpack the benefits, but also the challenges people don't always talk about, the real earning potential, and crucially, the practical steps. Like, what do you actually need to do to get started? Think of this as your shortcut to figuring out what it really takes to make this kind of side hustle work. Not just survive, but, thrive.
Okay, let's get into it then. When we talk about starting a blog or a newsletter as a side hustle,
Hmm.
what does that really mean? Like, beyond just, typing words, what's the core process here?
Yeah, good question. At its heart, it's about creating and sharing content consistently, regularly. And usually it's focused on a pretty specific niche or topic that you care about. The side hustle part just means you're fitting this creative work around your main job, your life. You're essentially trying to build a voice, share your thoughts, maybe your expertise, your unique perspective with potentially, a global audience.
Okay, and practically, how does that happen? What are the tools involved?
Right. So for blogs, the big names you often hear are things like WordPress. That gives you tons of control, super customizable, but it can have a bit of a learning curve, technically speaking.
Yeah.
Then you've got platforms like Squarespace or Blogger. They're maybe more streamlined, easier to just jump in and start writing without worrying too much about the back-end stuff. It kind of depends on what you prioritize, total control or ease of use.
Gotcha. So options depending on your tech comfort level. And for newsletters, is that a similar deal?
Pretty similar, yeah. For newsletters, you're usually looking at email platforms. MailChimp is a huge one, great for marketing features. Substack has blown up because it's just so simple for publishing and even setting up paid subscriptions, really
Yeah.
straightforward. And ConvertKit is another big one, especially popular with creators because it's got some powerful automation features. But for both blogs and newsletters, the goal isn't just like shouting into the void. It's about actually engaging with people. Responding to comments, getting replies to your emails, building up subscribers, using social media. It's about building a connection, a community.
Mm-hmm. It's a two-way street.
Exactly, not a monologue.
Okay, so it sounds like a perfect blend of creativity and connection, which is really appealing. But what are the real upsides? Why do people stick with it?
Well, based on what we've seen, the benefits are pretty layered, actually. The biggest one, the one that usually gets people started, is just the creative outlet. It's your space. You get to express your ideas, your opinions, your unique take on things in a format that's totally yours. It's really a place to be you. And honestly, that satisfaction, just the act of creating something, that often keeps people going, especially early on before any money comes in.
Yeah, that makes sense. The intrinsic motivation. But does it build into something more, I guess, external, like reputation?
Oh, absolutely. That's a key one. It's a fantastic way to build authority. If you consistently share valuable stuff, insightful, well-researched content, people start seeing you as an expert, or at least someone who really knows their stuff in that specific area. You become a go-to source, and that can lead to other things, maybe speaking gigs, consulting offers, collaborations. It's like building credibility by just showing up consistently.
That's powerful, like a snowball effect.
Yeah.
And you mentioned community again. What's the real value there for the creator?
That's maybe one of the most rewarding parts, even if it's hard to measure at first. You get to connect with your audience. You're not just writing at people, you're talking with them, building real relationships, fostering this little community around what you're doing. That feedback loop is gold. It tells you what people like, what they want more of, maybe even sparks ideas for products down the line.
Mm.
And then, of course, there's the money side, the monetization opportunities. There are quite a few ways to actually earn income. Advertising on your blog is common, sponsored content where brands pay you, affiliate marketing earning commissions, or selling your own stuff like digital products, ebooks, courses, that kind of thing. Our research definitely shows this is a viable path to earning real income.
And the last big one seems to be the flexible schedule, right? Being able to fit it in around everything else.
Exactly. That's huge for a side hustle. You work when you can, your own pace, your own schedule. That flexibility is a major draw for a lot of people juggling jobs or family or other commitments.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. That flexibility combined with the chance to earn. Sounds great. But, okay, let's be real. Every hustle has its downsides. What are the bumps in the road here, the challenges?
Yeah, absolutely crucial to talk about this. It's definitely not all sunshine and rainbows. The biggest one, maybe the most underestimated, is how time-consuming it is. Creating really good content, stuff people actually want to read, plus managing the platform, doing promotion, engaging with readers. It takes serious time, significant effort. We're not talking an hour here or there. Especially at the start, it could easily be 10, 15, maybe even 20 hours a week. It's not passive.
Right, not just set and forget it.
Not at all. And then there are the technical challenges. For someone who isn't super techie, just figuring out the website platform or email marketing software, understanding things like SEO, looking at analytics, it can feel really overwhelming. We see a lot of people get kind of stuck there. Even the simpler platforms have some learning curve.
I can see that. And what about just getting noticed?
That's the competition factor. I mean, the internet is crowded, right? There are millions of blogs, tons of newsletters. So standing out, that takes work. You need a unique angle, consistent branding, and you really have to nail your marketing. Just writing good stuff isn't always enough anymore. You have to get it in front of people.
You need the whole package.
Pretty much. And related to the time commitment is the risk of content burnout. Seriously. Trying to constantly come up with new ideas, stay creative, keep producing content week after week, month after month. It's tough. It can be draining. It really is a marathon, not a sprint. We see lots of projects fizzle out after 6 months or a year because the creator just runs out of steam.
Yeah, sustaining that energy long-term must be hard. And the income isn't always steady either, is it?
No, that's the income variability. Your earnings can swing wildly. Depends on your traffic, which monetization methods you're using, even just market trends. There's often this kind of trough of disillusionment, maybe 6 to 12 months in, where you're putting in tons of effort, but the income is still pretty small. Getting through that period is key. It's rarely a predictable paycheck, especially at the start. Managing your expectations about money is really important.
That's a very clear picture of the commitment required. It's definitely an active hustle. But, okay, for that commitment, let's talk numbers. What kind of earning potential are we actually looking at here?
Right, the money question. So based on the data we've looked at, pulling from places like Glassdoor, PayScale, that sort of thing, freelance bloggers or writers, which is basically what you are, they can earn, well, it's a big range, anywhere from maybe $15 an hour up to $100 an hour, sometimes even more.
Wow, okay. Cool. That's a huge range. Why so wide?
Yeah, it really highlights how much depends on different factors. Your niche is a massive one. Like if you're writing about super specialized financial software versus, say, general travel tips, the potential ad rates, sponsorship deals, the value of that audience is just different. So niche matters a lot.
Okay, so specialization can pay off. What else influences it?
Audience size, obviously,
Right.
but maybe even more important is how engaged that audience is. Do they comment? Do they buy things you recommend? That engagement is super valuable. Also, your monetization strategy. If you're just relying on basic display ads versus selling a high-ticket course or offering consulting, big difference in income potential per reader.
Yeah.
And your own expertise, right? How much unique value are you bringing? We definitely see that the top earners, the ones really killing it in specialized niches, they command those higher rates. They get better sponsorship deals, maybe sell their own premium products. It shows the power of really focusing and building that loyal, high-value community.
That makes sense. Build value, build community.
Yeah.
Then the higher potential follows. So, okay, for someone listening now, maybe feeling that creative spark, thinking, I want to try this. Where do they even begin? What's step one?
Step one, and honestly, probably the most critical step, is choose your niche. And it's not just picking something you like, it's finding that overlap, you know? Your passion, yes, but also something that solves a problem or meets an interest for a specific audience, and ideally has some potential to make money down the line. We sometimes call it the passion-problem-profit intersection. Are you super knowledgeable about, I don't know, sustainable gardening for apartment dwellers? Or maybe you're an expert in project management tools. The more specific you can be, usually the better. Easier to stand out. And do a little research first, see if other people are actually interested in this topic.
Okay, find that sweet spot niche. Got it. What's next?
Then you got to pick a platform. Decide. Are you going the blog route or the newsletter route? Or maybe both eventually, but start with one. So, blog. WordPress for control, Medium for a built-in audience but less control, Squarespace for ease of use, newsletter, MailChimp, Substack for simplicity and paid options, ConvertKit for automation. Think about your technical comfort, your goals, how much time you have. Our internal stuff suggests like Substack for newsletters or Squarespace for blogs can get you up and running faster if you're less techy. WordPress has more power long-term but takes more setup.
Right. Choose the tool that fits you best right now. And then Content.
Then it's all about the content. Create compelling content, and compelling is key. It has to be high quality, engaging, something that actually gives value to your specific audience. Does it solve their problem? Offer a unique viewpoint, entertain them, inform them better than anyone else. Focus on that value and be consistent. Maybe not perfect every time, especially at first, but consistent.
Okay, create great stuff consistently. But how do people find it?
Yeah, just creating isn't enough. You have to promote your content actively. This means figuring out where your audience hangs out. Social media. Which platforms? Learning basic SEO so people can find you via search engines like Google. Building an email list is huge, that direct connection. Maybe collaborating with other creators in your space to cross-promote. Promotion is often where creators who grow faster really excel.
So you're basically becoming a writer, a tech person, and a marketer.
Pretty much, yeah. And then finally, as you start building that audience, building that trust, you can monetize wisely. Think about those options: ads, affiliates, sponsorships, your own products, subscriptions. The key is wisely, and as your audience grows. Don't just slap ads everywhere on day one. That can turn people off. Focus on providing value first. Build the relationship. The money tends to follow that. It's a journey. It requires patience.
That's a fantastic roadmap.
Yeah.
It really sounds like, yeah, a journey that requires serious dedication, serious work, but offers these incredible personal and maybe financial rewards too.
It really is. Starting a blog or newsletter, doing it as a side hustle, it can be incredibly fulfilling. It's a chance to share what you love, what you know, your creativity. And yeah, while you're doing that, you're building a community and you have the potential to earn income from it too.
And yeah, it clearly requires that dedication, that consistency, being willing to learn. It's not easy. But the rewards, becoming that creator, actually connecting with people who care about what you're saying, that sounds pretty significant. Building something that's yours.
Absolutely. Success here really boils down to a few things ongoing. Focus on quality content that serves your audience. Genuinely engage with them, use the tools available, and maybe most importantly, stay adaptable. The online world changes fast. You got to be willing to learn, adjust your strategy. That's just as vital as the initial passion.
So if you're feeling that creative spark, that itch to get your voice out there, maybe it's time to grab the keyboard, unleash those ideas. With that dedication, the right approach, you could really watch that side hustle bloom into something special. A thriving online presence, a platform for you, and a source of real connection. That's it for today. We'll see you back on the Hustle Report soon.